So today I'm sharing with you my everyday drugstore foundation routine. Very simple and very inexpensive. If you're interested, keep on watching. So the first thing that I'm going to do is moisturize my skin. I'm using my Neutrogena Visibly Even Daily Moisturizer. I absolutely love this moisturizer. It makes my skin feel like silk. And the most important thing that you can do in a foundation routine is to hydrate your skin. That keeps it looking healthy. Moving on to primer, I'm using my Neutrogena Shine Control Primer, and this has the rice paper complex, which actually helps and prevents your skin from getting oily. So if you have oily skin like me, this will be your best friend. So for a foundation, I'm using my L'Oreal True Match, and as you can see, I have two different shades. What I'm doing here is I'm using W7 to see if it will blend in perfectly with my chest, and it does. And then I also look at N7, and it looks a bit red on my chest. One thing that I don't want is to go with this foundation and then it ends up oxidizing and looking a bit more orange. So I'm going to go with the W7 because it matches my chest perfectly. So as I said, the W7 one, I am going to apply this with my finger because the L'Oreal True Match does not come with the pump. Go figure, right? But I love it because I can still warm up the product by using my fingers. And then I go in with my Dewy Finish NYX spray and I just spray my Beauty Blender sponge. And this is what I'm going to use to help dabble and stipple the foundation into my skin. I love using stippling motions because it gives it more of an airbrush finish. One thing that I'm adamant about is making sure that I have my foundation blended thoroughly. You want to make sure that you get the neck, the ears, your hairline, on your chest if you have to, because once the foundation oxidizes, you don't want to look like you're wearing a mask. And then next, I'm just going to set the foundation using the matching powder. This is the L'Oreal True Match Powder in W7. And all I'm doing is taking a big fluffy brush and a light layer of powder and setting everywhere that I've placed the foundation. And now I'm going to bring some light into my face by highlighting. I'm using my LA Girl Pro Conceal in Pure Beige. And I'm just highlighting underneath my eyes, the bridge of my nose, and my forehead, my cupid's bow, and my chin area, as well as underneath my cheekbones, because I really want to make it more convex and just have light drawn to it. Using the same motion by wetting the Beauty Blender sponge, a different one, I'm just going to do that and then blend out the concealer. That way it's nice and blended out and even. Going in with my banana powder and a sponge, I'm just going to use this to set my highlight, because if you're wearing a cream or a liquid, you always want to make sure that you set it with a powder. And I was going to use a cheaper banana powder from Kiss, but oh my gosh, I'll tell you guys the story about that a little later. So I had to use my banana powder. I know it's not drugstore, but the drugstore one I use, I experience not so good results. And now I'm just buffing away the loose banana powder with a fluffy brush. Now to add a little bit more dimension to my face, I'm using my Covergirl Queen Bronze Brown Bronzer. And I'm just going to apply this to the hollow areas of my cheeks, as well as my temples, around my forehead, and any other areas that I want to make look more concave. And before I set my foundation with my finishing spray, I'm going to do a spot check and make sure that everything is blended. And then I'm just going to remove the leftover foundation off of my lips using a makeup remover wipe. Now, NYX Cosmetics has two different finishing sprays. There's a matte finishing spray, and then there's also a dewy finishing spray. I am going to go with the dewy finishing spray because it's springtime and I want a more of a glistening look. So I'm just going to spray it and then fan it. That way it settles into my foundation, and that way my foundation doesn't look caked up. So as you see, it looks amazing to say that I've used all drugstore brands. So that is it for my updated drugstore foundation routine. If you guys have any questions, be sure to list it down in the comment section and I will get to you as soon as possible. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up as well. See you next time. Bye. I wanna be